Hey, let's go. Mushroom here.
And Lemon here. It's 3:30 a.m. and we're doing a com about knifing standards in montages.
That's right. We're going to be doing this over an S&D gameplay where Lemon and I both are playing and it kind of swaps between them, and we almost go flawless, but we don't in the end, but it's okay because you're going to listen to this com.
Basically, this is a kind of overdue com. Pretty much once Slay by Blade uploaded his knifing standards com, we kind of wanted to follow one up, and we haven't got around to it, but here it is. We're going to start off with the first sort of, I don't know, pickle that we have.
Okay, so if you're wanting to become a YouTuber and upload clips or montages or commentaries, you're going to have to look at your content. If your content is worthy of being uploaded and being viewed by an audience. The first part of that is looking at your favorite YouTubers, the guys you watch the most and you always click on their stuff. Look at them and say, how does my content compare to this? And is it equal or better than this content? And if so, jump right in, jump ahead and do that.
If it's not, probably don't.
Don't jump the gun.
Yeah.
You can take some time to step back and make your content match that sort of level.
If you don't know what's good or not, maybe that's something you need to address, because a lot of people find that they don't know what's good and what's bad, which is kind of frustrating for the people trying to upload it, because obviously you know what's bad and what's good. So that's our kind of thing with the top 5s and the submissions we've been getting quite lately. Also links to, look at that little combat axe, links to the use of theater mode in the clips that you're submitting and our frustrations with it. Basically, use of theater mode is kind of really necessary when you're hitting a long distance or a bank where we don't see where it's landed. I find people usually put cinematics on a bank that we know what's happened. I found myself sitting there going, mate, I know what just happened, you don't really need to tell me that. But then they mainly don't give me a cinematic for these long-range banks, and you need to swap that.
Exactly. Another thing about content is the game type that you're using it in. We've said this before. If you're playing games like S&D and hardcore games where you actually have a death timer and you've got less time to get the kill and your opponents are actually being a lot more cautious with their gameplay, obviously those clips are going to take precedence when it comes to which one's better when you're playing a team deathmatch with a bunch of Christmas noobs. That kind of leads on to my next topic, which is the knifing feeds or combat axe feed versus combat axe streaks. Now, I'm going to put this plain and simple at the start. Streaks, I would put in a commentary, because looking at them in a montage, a bunch of people choose to speed through the gaps between the kills, and it kind of leaves your audience sitting there getting a little bit bored. And feeds are nice and quick, and they happen, and they have a nice little spot on the screen for you to look at and get all that glory from.
Yeah, that's right. And you just watch Mushroom struggle here with this hitbox.
Oh, that hitbox, it should have hit him, but you know how
that
it works
ruined our flawless gameplay.
It did. That's what actually ruined the flawlessness of this gameplay.
No, but the feeds, it comes along with the hard point, this new hard point game, where everyone sits in the same place, like sort of like Drop Zone. We've said this like 1,000 times already. And it just frustrates us that people can get so many feeds and knife feeds, and we're not really doing that.
Real quick, what's actually just popped up on the screen is a montage that we did probably in our first week of having YouTube accounts, back when we had separate YouTube accounts, A Heroic Mushroom and A Heroic Lemon. This was our joint montage that we did, and this is just kind of something to show you guys what not to do.
Yeah.
Now, this had a lot of unnecessary editing, which is also another point we wanted to touch on today. Editing doesn't need to be the most pristine thing in the world when you're just starting out. This border around the edge, I don't know what we were thinking, but it just takes away from everything and makes it look like utter crap.
And also you'll notice there are absolutely no cinematics, so you don't know where any of these shots go. And also they're just short-range no-scopes and short-range ballistic knives, tomahawk kills.
Very short clips that just snap onto the next clip, and it doesn't give you much time to appreciate what actually just happened.
So that's an example of what not to do. We're just showing you chapter 1 of heroism here. It's kind of how we progressed, and in the background you're not actually missing any of the gameplay, it's just spectating. So basically the nice color grading effects, the nice hit sounds, the taking away of the game volume. You couldn't hear the music in that old one, but it was just chronic dubstep that made you want to bleed through your ears.
And there's a perfect example of theater mode and how it can be used to make that creative flair on a montage. Another thing is the content. You'll notice that there are no double streaks or double feeds. They're all pretty much either trips or quads, and these little intermission bits between the banks make it just look really nice and slip it all together very nicely.
Flip it all together.
Oh yes.
But basically that's what we wanted to show you guys in terms of what we kind of like to see in a montage. We're not giving out like HeroicBankshots standards and you have to meet that. We're just saying globally what we think people would usually like to see.
And when it comes to top 5s, we kind of give a stamp of approval whenever we upload a top 5. Those guys that make it through are put through a lot. We watch all of the clips that we get sent in, and basically I think per week it's something like 10 to 15, sometimes even
sometimes
more than
20.
that.
And we obviously have to get rid of 15 clips.
Yeah, to bring it down to 5, and that takes a lot of effort. And sometimes we even skip weeks if we haven't had enough submissions, and that's the thing. We don't shirk out on our... Is that a word, shirk out? Shirking on your responsibilities, that is a word. We don't shirk out on those things, and we always try to make it the best quality, and so should you guys. When you're uploading your clips, just think to yourself, when you save that in theater mode, is this worth uploading?
Exactly, that's our main point, because seriously, we've been just looking at these clips that have been given to us for a top 5 and just been going, really?
And some of them are recorded on potato, and that just stabs my heart, really.
But it's not a negative from us. We love all you guys and we love all your submissions. So thank you for being so like avid subscribers and sending in your submissions. We love it.
I hope this was helpful. We were going to touch on how we actually put our montages together, but we didn't have much time. Check out the top 5, the Weektage, which is still heroism, and the You Say We Bank challenge.
Ciao, ciao.